A very good morning to you all. I am Dr. N. Rajastri, Assistant Professor of Economics, Government Degree College for Women, Vadapalli, Warangal. Dear students, today you are going to learn about insurance. What is an insurance? You have any idea about the insurance? What is an insurance? Why the people they'll insure? Because if any unexpected things comes, then it will be useful for the people. Okay, they can secure their life. That is, you can remember there is life security. So you can remember, in short, say insurance is a contract that pledges a payment of an amount to a person assured or the nominee on happening of the event insured against. So the contract is valued, okay, for the payment of the insured amount during the date of maturity, and also they'll have the specific dates at periodical intervals for 10 years or 15 years. The period will be fixed. So if any unfortunate event occurs also, then they'll get the amount. So here the insurance, thus it is an agreement by which the insurer gives a financial protection to the person insured, and it covers a risk for which the insurer is covered in the contract period. If any unexpected things comes or any risk will be there now, they'll get the amount. Okay. So here, what is this? Briefly can remember the insurance. Broadly, it is classified into two types. That is life insurance and general insurance. Life and the general insurance companies, now, what they'll do, they'll sell the various products called the policies they'll sell. Okay, to suit the requirement of different categories of the customers. They offer various plans also, schemes also, like endowment policies and ULIP policies will be there. So what they'll do, they'll give the schemes, and also even Bajaj insurance, many many insurance companies have come nowadays. What they're doing, they're if any person retires also, what they'll do, they'll give the plans. Sir, these are the new plans you have, and you can deposit the, because they'll get the lump sum amount now after retirement. So that amount they'll use for the they'll give a chance for them to save in their insurance companies. Okay, to cover a wide range of the financial risk. So in short, you can remember, insurance is what? It is a contract that pledges a payment of an amount to a person assured or the nominee in the happening of the event insured against the person. Okay. And the next we can see the insurance in India. So here the life insurance business in India has started. In which year it has been started? You have to remember, in the year 1818 it has been started. 1818. So the history of general insurance can be traced to Industrial Revolution of 1850. So try to remember the years in which year they started. Okay. And the Indian Life Insurance Act was the first statutory act to regulate the business. And the Insurance Amendment Act of 1950 was the first step taken by the government of independent India. In 1956, the LIC was nationalized, and it has been came into existence. Till 1999, LIC was a monopoly in life insurance business in India only. As on date, along with LIC, 21 private life insurance companies are in business. So try to remember the insurance in which year it has been started. And in 1957, can remember the General Insurance Council, what they have done, they framed a code of conduct and sound business practices. Okay, and 1972 they passed that is from 1st January 1973, and General Insurance Corporation was formed with 4 subsidiaries of GICs. National Insurance Company Limited, have you seen in the, like if you go outside you can see the insurance companies in our city, na, it is there near Subedari somewhere. Okay, the insurance companies. The National Insurance Company Limited, New India Assurance Company Limited, Oriental Insurance Company Limited, and United India Insurance Company Limited, and private general insurance companies were merged with these 4 subsidiaries. So here remember that generally the government employees, na, they'll have a GIC. It's a compulsory. They have to that they'll deduct the amount for GIC, 120 rupees like that. Okay, that you have to remember. So here you can remember the GIC has its 4 subsidiaries, was a monopoly in general insurance business till 2000. Okay, and as a part of this economic reforms, in 2002, this GBINA Act was amended and GIC was converted as reinsurer, and its 4 subsidiaries were restructured as independent public sector general insurance companies. So here they carry on general insurance business with 17 private insurance companies, ICICI Lombard and SBI General Insurance and Tata AIG. Okay. And here 2 more specialized insurance companies are there. That is Agriculture Insurance Company of India Limited and Export Credit Guarantee Corporation of India were established to meet the specific requirement of agriculture and exports. So this is about how the insurance in India is. And you can see the IRDA, that is Insurance Regulatory Authority of India. Okay, Insurance Regulatory Authority of India. So in which year it was passed? In 1999. Okay, then in the year 1999 it was passed, and it was constituted as an autonomous body, and it was given a statutory status in 2000 to regulate and also to develop the insurance industry. So IRDA is a duty to regulate. It takes the regulation, okay, how and everything. It promote and ensure orderly growth of insurance and reassurance business. So this you have to remember about this IRDA. In which year it was passed, you can remember, 1999. And later you can see the LIC. The mission of LIC is to explore and enhance the quality of life of people through financial security. The products and also the services, whatever they have provided, should give competitive returns to the policyholders and also supply resources for economic development. So here policyholders, now they have to give. Some people, what they'll do, they'll give the guarantee after uh, 10 years or after 18 years, now you'll get the amount. How much you have deposited, they tell that they will give double the amount. Some insurance companies. So like that, they'll motivate and they'll ask us to deposit. Okay. Then LIC insurance plans include the pension plans will be there, health insurance will be there, group insurance will be there, unit linked insurance will be there, children growth fund will be there, the endowment policies will be there, and money back policies. So these are all the policies are there, cover risk as well as promote attractive bonus. So here you can remember the insurance plans. What are the plans? Pension plans, health related plans, and policies related, and children growth fund policy will be also there, and endowment policies are there. Okay, and the money back policies, that means how much, 2 lakhs if you are deposited, after 10 years like that, they'll give the Same amount, that is 4 lakhs they'll give. Okay, that is about the yes. Okay, fine. What are the major objectives of LIC? Now you got an idea about what is LIC, what are the policies are there in LIC. Okay. The next you can see the what are the objectives. So here to spread the life insurance to rural areas and to socially and also economically backward sections of the population, covering risk of life at reasonable cost. The first one is like that. That is rural areas. It's life insurance to rural areas and socially and economically backward people, providing, covering all the risk of life. And to maximize the savings by making insurance linked saving attractive. That's the second objective. And the next you can see the objective, that is to provide the security to the policy holders, money with higher returns. To invest policy holders, money keeping in view of the advantage to investors and the community. So to maintain the economy in operation and the full realization of investors' money. So basically you can remember the 5 objectives of LIC. Mainly it is what? To maximize the savings, to provide the security, to invest the policyholders, to maintain the economy. Okay. So how many zonal offices we have? Offices we have LIC 8 we have, and how many divisional offices we have? 113. Okay. And 2048 branch offices operates through around 12 lakhs agents, and employees are also there. Women are there. These are all the employees, and also the policies, and also they invest the amount in the social sector and also in government securities. So now you got an idea about the what are the objectives of LIC. Remember those points. The next we can see the General Insurance Corporation of India. What is that? GIC. So here the vision of GIC is to be a leading global reinsurance and the solution provider. What is the vision of this? Global reinsurer, okay, insurance and the solution provider. What are the major objectives of this? Building mutually beneficial relationship with the business partners, protecting fair business practices and ethics, applying state of art of technology processes including enterprise, risk management, and innovation solutions, enhancing profitability and financing strength for benefiting the global position. So here you can remember the GIC, how it functions, and what are the objectives. Okay. And if you see the general insurance, it covers the fire, floods, or the marine, air travel, foreign travel, road transport. It covers the theft also. Okay, burger theft also. It gives the insurance. GIC general business activities are spread to Afro-Asian countries also. And from 2003, GIC as an Indian reinsurer is aiding the general insurance sector. And the paid up capital of this company is 430 crores, and 12 and 13, the revenue from gross premiums, 15,086 crores, and the revenue from investments they got it na in 12 and 13, 2,887 crores. So try to remember that LIC and GIC are the investment institutions that mobilize a large public savings. They mobilize the savings of the people, because with the mobilization of the savings only it is possible to develop a person. Yes or no? When a person develops, with only the savings only a person will develop, because they are getting the incomes. Okay, they are earning the incomes. but simultaneously what is required? With that income, they cannot survive. Even they must have the savings. With the savings only, the capital formation will take place. Yes or no? When capital formation takes place, automatically a person can develop. He can buy whatever he wants. Because what the government is giving the interest. Got it? Extra amount they are paying in the form of extra, that is interest. Okay. So they use a part of the funds for the long-term investments in corporate sectors. What these people will do, these bank people, what they'll do, the lump sum amount they'll use and they'll invest in share market. So with that, they'll capital will be more. So because of the large mobilization of contractual dealings, no, they are very powerful in stock exchange. Our money only, with our amount only, they are doing the business. And they are paying the interest for us, that is very less. Got it? They are not they are not paying on their from their pockets. What they are doing, they are investing the amount in certain sectors, in share market, buying of shares and debentures and other things, and they are mobilizing that. Okay, then automatically what happens? The process, that economy will develop with all this. Okay, so thank you very much.